Hey everyone, welcome to our podcast, Rich in Love. I'm Jake Maddock, and of course joined by my absolutely scrumptious wife, Mrs. Maddock.
Me?
I'm a relationship coach, guys. I've successfully helped thousands of people achieve and attract their ideal partner and achieve a 10 out of 10. Today we're going to talk about money, couples and money, everything about finances. How do you manage finances without damaging your relationship? We're going to give you the keys to tackling financial stress in your relationship, to openly communicate with your partner about money management and shared financial goals. Share your stories in the comments below. What problems have you faced? Have you ever felt resentment due to your partner's spending or management of money? So leave a comment, guys. And if you want personalized help, booking a free call with me, just go to my website, maddockcoach.com, booking a call. I'll call you, we'll have a chat.
Why do you think it's important for couples to talk about finances early on in their relationship and set the tone?
We live in an economical world, so finances are extremely important, okay? How you're doing financially is extremely important. You got to pay close attention to it. You got to talk to your partner about it and make sure you guys are on the same page and understand, talking about it early on, it's going to set the pace for expectations. Okay, you manage that expectations, you're showing your partner, hey, this is the way we should do it. Okay, so you're on the same page, unless you're going to be angry at each other. And that's not really anything to do with money. That's to do with a communication issue called mismanagement of communication through expectations.
So how would you suggest to someone in a way to approach that if either party has had negative experience with finances in the past?
Most people in the world have a bad money mindset. They just do. Okay? That's why everyone's not rich. Most people have a bad money mindset. They don't know how to make lots of money. They don't know how to save it. They don't have the discipline of finances, which is hard. 100%. Credit card debt's at an all-time high, which we all know is stupid. It's hard to not take the temptation, but you got to talk about it. You got to talk about all the ins and outs of it. And the only thing you can do with finances is just be 100% honest.
And having a conversation where you both enter it knowing that it's a vulnerable topic and you're both going to be understanding and sympathetic and open to anything and not react. So you're in a listening mode and an attention mode rather than an attack mode.
100%.
So
you've got teamwork.
You've got to go into the conversation going, okay, this may be uncomfortable, but it is the best thing for us.
Yeah.
So we're going to approach this mutually in the same way so we get the best result out of it.
Remember the triangle method, guys. Triangle method, you got you and your partner and the relationship. You and your partner and the goal, you and your partner and the problem. You always do what's for the best of the triangle, for the top of the triangle, okay? So work together as a team, use the triangle method.
The bottom two work together to meet
That's right.
the issue that they're facing.
Prioritize the top, okay? Then you can really have a fantastic, rich future together.
How can you identify and kind of respect each other's habits and attitudes towards money and spending and finances?
You know, you got people on one end who are extremely frugal, misers, right? And then you got people on the other end who spend every single dollar and are in drowning debt, right? And you got a mix of people, and it changes over time as well. It can be challenging, okay? Sometimes when they save like that, it's usually based on they have a very strong why and a strong goal they want to achieve. They might be saving for a house, for example. So they'll both be working very, very hard on that as a dual goal. Dave Ramsey said it well. So he interviews lots of couples and millionaires, and he says the main reason that person's a millionaire is because working together with their spouse to achieve the goal.
Two people is always better than one.
Yeah.
Two brains.
Keep it in mind, guys, two people working together doesn't mean two people necessarily bringing in money. You can still work together even if one's a stay-at-home wife and doesn't bring any income in. It doesn't matter, okay? You can still work together as a team and have a dual effort, dual goal moving forward.
Heaps of quite successful people are in that.
Heaps.
Their wives are stay-at-home and they're very grateful for their wives because they allow them to go and do what and support them in what they want.
Guys who are successful look at it like this with stay-at-home wives. He goes, well, is she more valuable staying at home and just doing what I needed to do, or bringing in $1,000 a week going to a normal job? And the staying at home is worth 10 times more. So that's how rich people see it.
What role do you think childhood experiences can play in how someone reacts to finances? And
I've seen a few stories of people who grew up in very, very, very poor households, and they're extremely frugal out of fear, so they won't spend $50 on Easter, for example. They're so frugal. Even if they have lots of money saved, they go, no, got to be really careful, got to be really frugal all the time. It's fear-based. Now, that can be good on a certain degree to help you be frugal, but if it's too much, it becomes to, you're not living life properly, which is also bad. So your childhood does matter. But at the same time, I don't care about what childhood you had. Improve. Get a better mindset moving forward.
If you grew up with a childhood that is affecting how you control money and how you use money and all of that, how would you recommend for someone to change that narrative for themselves?
A lot of affirmations, guys. So a lot of people are under the assumption, here's a good one, they have the thought of job security. They go, well, I get a government job, it's really safe no matter what happens, I've got it for a long time. It's absolute garbage. The only job security comes from your own level of skills. If you learn the right skills and you're really good, you're going to go really well. Okay? Don't be a loser and find a job just that you know you're not going to get fired from, but you can do a shit job. That's a loser mentality.
You know what's so funny about that is you're rewarded based on your performance as well. So even if you find a job that's comfortable and you know you're not going to leave and you don't have to put in massive effort, well, you're not going to get anywhere further. If you get a job based on you're good at that job and you have those fantastic skills, you're going to go further.
I always say focus on what you want to achieve, not what you want to avoid. If you focus on what you want to avoid and you're aiming at the bare minimum, I got to hit this bare minimum, you're never going to achieve as much as you can. You're not going to fulfill your potential. Always aim at what you want to achieve. Focus on what you want to achieve.
If you're always focusing on that bad thing as well, that bad thing's going to happen no matter what.
You're giving it too much energy.
What would you say if they weren't working together? They have an overall goal of buying a house, right? But then someone sees this new truck that's just been put out and they're like, oh, it's $50,000 or whatever, and I want it. And they just go and buy it.
Straight out of deposit.
Well,
it's bad. You should talk to your partner, obviously, about major things.
So anything over, so would you say agreeing on a certain amount, e.g. $10,000, if you want to spend over $10,000, it has to be a conversation?
Usually, unless... So, for example, if you're a man watching this and you're in charge of your family's finances and you're the leader and you have the full trust of your wife, you can decide to spend a very huge amount of money without talking about it, but only do that if the relationship's a 10 out of 10, you have her full trust and you know she's going to support you regardless, which most people aren't really in that situation. So you'd have to talk about it. What would you say if a guy, you know how we always go, you got to do high value dates, you got to do proper dates, right? What would you say if a guy can't afford a date?
It's not a possibility.
Why?
Everyone thinks, this annoys me, everyone thinks that you have to spend heaps of money for a high value date. That's not the case.
What's the minimum spend?
We've done it before. We've done like a $20 high value date. It was a picnic, like you used things from around the house. You went and bought some food, you did it all together. We had a little picnic. You got like a soccer ball or something and we put like, that's an activity. We went to the park, we sat in the park, we had a picnic, you know, and that was probably one of the best dates that we've ever had. You know, like 20, $50, it's the effort.
Putting lots of effort.
It's the effort that counts. Women love the little details. They love the special, intimate moments.
Effort is attractive.
Like, of course we like the big gestures, but the little, tiny, just thoughtful things are way more important to us because it tells us that you actually care about us. You're not just putting on a show.
Yep, it's more about the effort.
Yeah.
Now, in saying that, girls, try if you're single right now and you're talking to a guy and he cannot afford $50 for a date, stop talking to him. You know, you want to find a guy who has his life together a little bit.
So, in a relationship, babes, what do you think the pros and cons to having separate accounts and shared accounts, and how would you recommend setting up that whole bank account financial?
Short answer, it's got to be a bit of both. You're still two people, but you still want to work as a team as well. So you should have your own personal account where no one can touch it except you, with at least a couple of grand in it for buying gifts, dates, whatever, something cute, okay? Or emergency. Then you should also have one account which you both share, which all the income goes into. And then you also have an investment account and a bills account and a holidays account, okay? As soon as the money goes in, all income goes into the one account, the dual account, and then from there you push it to the personal accounts and the investment account and the bill account and the holiday account. And that's it. If you do that method, it doesn't really matter who earns more because it all goes into the one pot and it's divvied up from there. Nice and easy, perfect teamwork.
It's like, Men in Black. Oh my God, in the post office and the guy in the... Love it. Do you think there can be resentment built about one income against the other, and if someone thinks that they're more deserving of an amount, or...
I think if you think you deserve to spend more money than your partner does, you are not a very good team player. Also, what men and women spend money on is very, very different, okay?
How so?
Well, women will buy often more small things, men won't buy many small things, but they'll buy large things, but less often. But regardless of that, try to work as a team and make sure no resentment is built up, okay? Get rid of that resentment and replace it with gratitude.
How do you think someone should approach entering a relationship and they may have debt of some sort?
Just be honest about it, just talk about it, and then you can work as a team to get rid of all your debts.
Yeah.
If you try to hide anything financial, guys, it's just going to go bad. Just be honest with it.
What if you're honest and the other person kind of attacks you on that?
Well, that wouldn't be very nice.
What would you do?
So you just say, well, yes, it wasn't the smartest decision at the time, but we can't change it now. All we can do is move forward and make sure the future's better.
What's the best way to manage debt as a couple, do you think?
Use Dave Ramsey's snowball method. So start with a small debt, pay the minimum off all debts as you go each month, but then take the smallest one, pay that off as fast as possible, and the next one, slowly get rid of all of them, and don't get into more. Work hard, minimize expenses, maximize debt. What about kids and money?
What I've done is I've done like a work for hire board where I've made like little kind of cards, and it's got what it is, the amount of time, and the amount that you will receive once it is completed. And that gives them the option of choice as well, so they can pick what they would like to do when they want to do it. So it's just little add-ons that they can earn money for. So the normal day-to-day stuff, they don't get paid for, because that is, like, as an adult, you got to do the dishes, you got to do the laundry, you got to make your bed, and you don't get paid for it, unfortunately. You got to earn your own money. Like, I'm not paying for it. So if you want that, I don't know, $20 game at the shops, if we get asked, oh, can I get this? Well, maybe. Do you have enough money for it? And they're like, oh, no. Okay, well, let's go home. Let's do some jobs so you can earn some money. And then maybe tomorrow or later today, we can come back and you can get it.
It's funny with kids, often when they start working hard for their money,
they don't want to get it.
I don't want to spend $20 on that anymore.
They start learning the value.
It has no value unless you earn it.
It has no value.
100%.
Some people might think that's super harsh, but trying to raise,
I think it's a high value mindset.
Financial independent children over here. How often should you review your finances with your partner, or individually even?
If you want to be successful, look at your bank account every day. Just opening your bank account and looking at it every morning will get you motivated on the right track, because if it's not going up, you'll look at it and then you'll just automatically start looking at finances. You'll look at your expenses, you'll look at your income, you'll feel a sense of frustration, get angry about it. Yeah.
Anger is a very good emotion to use for progression.
Yeah, get frustrated, get you know what, I'm sick of it. It's time for change. We're going to change now. This is unacceptable.
How often should a couple look at their finances together and revamp it or re-evaluate where they are?
As a team, I think every week. Yeah. Celebrate the small wins. Hey, we saved $100 this week. Awesome. Yeah. Or this week was really bad. Talk about it every week.
And at what point do you think maybe seeking help from an external person is beneficial, like a financial advisor, an accountant or something?
99.99% of financial advisors and brokers are absolutely atrocious. So I don't recommend going to them at all. Okay? Watch Dave Ramsey, read The Barefoot Investor, watch Ramit Sethi, Learn How to Be Rich. Those guys know what they're doing. Okay? Learn the discipline yourself. You can't outsource your money mindset. It is not possible. A lot of people try to outsource it. If you outsource it, you will never reach your potential. Not even close. You can't outsource money. You can't outsource people doing your push-ups for you. You got to do that stuff yourself. You got to develop the discipline.
You want a six-pack, you can't outsource it.
I wish you could.
Literally, pour sauce on it.
Barbecue.
Is there ever a time when any financial spending can be hidden?
Yeah, for sure. So surprise parties, engagement rings, anything romantic. That's about it.
But that's what for your personal account
Correct.
is for, and your holiday account and stuff like that.
Correct. Easy.
Easy.
Yeah.
Done. Chicka wow
Don't
wow.
overthink finances, guys. What's more important, a lot of people say couples fight over finances. They don't. Problems in relationships are caused often by lack of communication, not managing expectations properly, ineffective communication, all those sort of things. It's got nothing to do with money. Okay, no couple ever breaks up over money. Even though people say they do, they don't really. It's breaking up over lack of communication properly. All right, guys, we hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment, post your questions in the comments. I'll answer them the best I can. Anything to do with different financial aspects of relationships, managing relationships, and if you really need help, book on a free call. We'll have a chat. I'll help you. I'll help you achieve a 10 out of 10.